All right. So have you ever felt like there's got to be uh, a better way to learn a language,
Mm, yeah,
like something more fun,
for sure.
more engaging
Definitely.
than like just, staring at flashcards
Oh, yeah,
or
absolutely.
like slogging through textbooks.
Ugh, yeah. No thanks.
So today we're gonna dive into something
Okay.
that might just be the secret weapon for language learning,
Okay, I'm intrigued.
and that is reading.
Reading.
Reading, yeah. We've got this really cool snippet here that talks about all the ways that reading can actually help you
Interesting.
turbocharge your language learning.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
So the first thing that it talks about is uh, vocabulary acquisition,
Right?
right? Like, okay, we all know that reading exposes you to new
You
words,
sure?
but is it really that simple? Like, do words just magically leap off the page and into your brain?
Well, maybe not leap, but think of it this way. Every time you read, you're encountering a stream of new vocabulary. The magic happens because those words aren't just floating out there in isolation.
Right.
They're surrounded by context clues.
Okay.
And those clues act like a decoder ring helping you unlock the meaning.
So it's like you're a detective.
Yeah, exactly.
They're looking for those clues to
hmm
piece together the meaning of the word.
You got it. And there are actually different types of context clues that you can look for.
Oh, really? Like what?
Sometimes the definition is given directly in the text, or you might find an example
Yeah.
that illustrates the meaning.
Mhm.
You might also see synonyms or antonyms that can give you hints.
So it's really about actively engaging
Yes.
with the text,
Yes, exactly.
not just passively reading, but really
Active.
looking for those clues.
You got it. And that's how that active engagement is what makes the learning stick.
Interesting.
It's like the difference between memorizing a list of vocabulary words from a flashcard versus actually using them in a conversation.
Right, right, right. Okay, so reading can help you build vocabulary organically,
Definitely.
but what about grammar?
Oh, good question.
I mean, to be honest, the thought of memorizing a bunch of grammar rules makes me want to run for the hills.
I feel you.
Is there a better way?
That's where reading can really save the day.
Okay, how so?
Instead of staring at those abstract rules, you're seeing grammatical structures in action as you read.
Oh, I see.
It's like learning to cook.
Okay.
You could read a cookbook cover to cover
Uh-huh.
and maybe memorize some stuff, but you'll learn a lot faster if you can watch someone cook
Right.
and see how the ingredients come together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you're not just memorizing, you're observing and absorbing the patterns.
So you're saying that by seeing grammar used in real life contexts, I can actually start to internalize those rules without having to
Exactly.
drill them into my brain.
Exactly. The more you see those patterns,
Okay.
the more you internalize them.
Uh-huh.
It's like developing an ear for music.
I like that analogy.
You start to recognize those nuances and rhythms of the language.
Yeah, and one of the things that I love about reading
Yeah.
is the freedom.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
It gives you there's no pressure
Right.
to keep up with like a lecture or a conversation. You can take your time.
Totally.
You can linger on a paragraph. You can reread it, 10 times if you want to.
Absolutely.
You can look up words.
Yeah.
You can really savor the language.
You're in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And that's so important for real comprehension.
Okay, so you're saying self-paced learning is key
It's huge.
because you're in control,
Exactly.
and that can make a world of difference.
Right. Think about all those times you're in a lecture.
Oh, yeah.
The professor's going 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, and you're just frantically scribbling notes trying to keep up.
Trying to keep up, and you're not absorbing anything.
Right, and then you get home and look at your notes, and you're like, what does this even say?
Exactly.
But with reading, you set the pace.
You're in control.
Love it.
And that makes a huge difference.
Okay, so we've talked about vocabulary, we've talked about grammar, but the source also mentions visual learning
Oh, yeah,
as a benefit of reading.
for sure.
So what does that look like?
Well, visual learners often benefit from seeing things laid out in front of them, right?
Right.
So with reading, you're not just hearing the language.
Yeah.
You're also seeing the words,
Uh-huh.
the sentence structures, the
Right.
punctuation.
Right.
So it creates
Yeah.
this more complete picture.
I get it. And then on top of all of that, there's just the sheer variety
Oh my gosh. Yes.
of content available for reading.
Endless options.
Novels, articles,
Yeah, right.
blogs,
social media posts.
It's like this massive buffet
Right.
for language learners.
Whatever you're into,
Yeah.
whatever your goals are, you
Right.
can find something to read.
Exactly. So if you love historical fiction, you can find a novel set in the time period that you're studying, or if you're passionate about science, there are tons of scientific journals out there.
Yeah. It's really
You
amazing.
can really tailor your reading
Yeah.
to what you want to learn.
Oh, and don't forget about annotation.
Oh, that's a good one.
Highlighting, underlining.
Taking notes in the margins.
It all helps solidify.
That learning process.
It's like having a conversation with the author.
I like that.
You're actively engaging with the language.
So we've gone beyond just saying reading is good for you.
Yeah.
We've really uncovered how it works.
Exactly.
The specific ways that it can enhance your language learning.
It's a superpower.
It's not just a pastime.
No.
It's a tool.
It's a powerful tool.
One you can use right now.
That's awesome.
So as you go about your day,
Yeah.
think about what you can read, even just for a few minutes,
Right?
to give your language learning a boost.
It could be anything, right?
Anything. A news article,
Okay.
a poem,
Uh-huh.
even a recipe in your target language.
I love it.
Every little bit counts.
So true. So true. Well, I don't know about you, but I am suddenly feeling very inspired to go pick up a book.
Me too.
So on that note, we're going to wrap things up here,
Sounds good.
but keep thinking about this
Yes.
and let us know what you're reading.
We want to hear from you.
Until next time, happy reading.
Happy reading.
Bye.
See ya.